the Facebook page, make sure we're going live there. It's fun using these tools, huh?
Yeah, when they work.
That's right.
I know, right? They're so unpredictable. All right, there we go. We're live in my group.
Okay.
All right, so let's kick it off. The Barker Group, you look just like you look on your own Facebook live stream, right? You guys side by side there, all that stuff. That's awesome.
We're in the same location.
Yeah, right? But there's no whiteboard behind you this time.
No.
Yeah, we didn't
All right. Hey, appreciate you guys being here. I know you're super busy. And as you know, I reached out to you, Dustin, because somehow I got wind of like the incredible stuff you guys are doing with video, live tools, and all the social media stuff. And you know, when we talked the other day, you shared with me that your real estate brokerage has only been in business about 2 years. Is that right?
Yeah, so we're a team within a brokerage, but we've only been in the business for just over 2 years.
Oh, I see. So you're a team within a brokerage. Do you have people on your team specifically?
Yes, so there's about 24 members of our team.
Just under your team, 24 members.
Yeah.
Wow. And you in 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Yep.
Wow, you guys are like recruiting rock stars. That's crazy. All right, so why I asked you here is because, as I said, what you came across my radar somehow, and you were doing the Facebook Live videos. And as I told you before, I do a lot of teaching to realtors, and we teach them how to use Facebook Live, for example. And what I saw was very impressed with the kind of the weekly series, if you will, that you guys are doing. You're taking a topic and you're simply unpacking that topic and you're talking about it. And one of the one that's top of mind for me is, how to handle like a multiple offer situation, right? That'd be an example of a topic you do. So real quickly then, for those that are going to be watching this, whether it's live or on the replay, you've been in the business 2 years. What did you do before real estate? Any kind of digital experience?
Well, we were both teachers, so there was a digital component to that, I guess.
You were both what, teachers?
Yeah,
yes.
Mostly PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we weren't, I wouldn't say that we were really heavy in technology, but kind of growing up with technology as a tech native, it came pretty easy to us. And so it's always been part of whatever profession we've been in.
Okay. All right. So what I hear though, it's funny is that a lot of people who succeed with this type of media, I think this new world we live in, are education based, right? Versus sales based, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys believe a lot in teaching to establish your brand and to create value and things like that.
Correct.
Yeah, part of it is just we want to take some of the fear and the anxiety out of the real estate process. I think a lot of people think about buying a house and feel overwhelmed, and it sounds like a big scary thing. And our job is to take the anxiety out and make it a good experience.
Yeah.
So my audience is mostly loan officers, and I'm sure you see this with some of the people you bring on board on your team, perhaps, is a reluctance to use technology and to kind of put yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And
so go ahead.
I say we always tell them there's no way to get better at it than just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't think too much about it. People try to plan out, and that's the beauty of live is you do it once. And I tell them you don't even have to watch it again. Just do it, click end, promote it, move on to the next one, and get better every time.
Yeah. It's just like now, you never know. The thing might work.
Right.
We don't have a big Hollywood production set behind us, but this is what's cool. And as you guys know, the live is growing so much on Facebook. The engagement and the reach is huge because number one, the algorithm. Number two, people love the live stuff. Right. But back to how do you personally then get people over that hump? Because I was just in Idaho and speaking to 85 agents, and we're talking about video and live, and people are reluctant to share and get personal. And the old "I don't like how I look on video" thing. Yeah. Which I tell everybody that's how you look. Sorry.
Can't change that.
Yeah, can't change. So how do you help people get through that?
Yeah, I think we've for quite some time now we've studied people like Gary Vee and some other media experts out there, and it seems like what people are most interested in today is not necessarily what your job is, but they want to see behind the scenes. They want to see what's going on. They want to see kind of how everything comes together. And so I think really it's just showing people a glimpse of your life. And if you're not comfortable telling people who you are and what you do for a living and how you can help them, then you're probably not going to be very good at your job, because you're going to have to do that whether it's one-on-one at a listing appointment or helping someone with the pre-approval, or whether it's Facebook Live with 1,000 different people.
Right. And I would say something else a lot of the agents on our team have struggled with is, well, what do I say? Or like, what's a good topic? I don't have anything interesting to say. And so working on different ideas of content that people are interested in, I think has helped a lot of our agents. And I think there's a wide spectrum of what works for different agents depending on their personalities and what their specialties are. But a lot of what we do is work with them on an idea for some sort of a series that they can maintain consistently, that they'll have enough content and that just fits in with their personality and their personal brand.
That's interesting. Fits in with their personality and personal brand. So I'm trying to think of some examples of that, what that would be, and I'll give you some time to perhaps reply to that. One of the things that I ask agents is, how many of, if I gave you a week, could you come up with the top 20 questions you get on a regular basis? They're the same questions over and over again. And so there's like one idea there's 20 different videos right there.
Easy.
Yeah, so that's one. We have a group of agents on our team that are they're like really fun and quirky. And so they started what they call the Fresh Friday report. And so they just go, they hang out at like a coffee shop, and it's similar. Like they talk about frequently asked questions, but they'll wear a goofy outfit or just do something to make it a little bit off kilter, and it just works really well for them. And then I think otherwise with agents in particular, like we'll talk about a certain geographic area. Maybe they really want to dominate in the zip code. And so talk about the community events there, what's coming up this weekend, or what's the market doing right there, and just make that your focus, that whatever happens in this area, that's going to be the focus of my video series.
Yeah.
And do you find agents typically take to that, those ideas?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it takes some time for them to gain that level of comfort and to be on camera and be willing to put themselves out there like that. But I would say after the first probably 3 to 4 times, it becomes really easy because it's not, you're just having a conversation with the phone or whatever the device is in front of you. So it's not like you have a huge audience that's standing there watching you.
And they watch us just hop on and go. And they're like, okay, well, if you guys can do it that easily, then we can too.
Exactly, right? So they're just following your example. That's awesome. So you started in the business 2 years ago. I'm just looking at your Facebook page right now in terms of the videos, and the engagement on a lot of these is off the charts. But you shared with me the other day, 2 years in the business, and thus far this year, your team has collectively sold about 100 homes?
Yeah, I think today we're up to maybe 110 or 12, somewhere around there. So far for the year. So we have big goals this year, and we're hoping to achieve them.
That is, what do you attribute that success to? That is just like a rocket ship trajectory,
A couple things. I think the first thing that we did, I think probably the smartest thing I did was sign up for coaching before I ever made my first dollar in real estate. And
that was scary.
Yeah, we spent $6,000 on Tom Ferry coaching before we made any money.
Okay.
Because we had such a huge investment up front without making any money, and we didn't really have much reserves beyond that, we knew we had to do what they told us to do so that we could make it back. So we just followed their advice religiously. And then through that program and through some other teachings that we've learned, we really started really heavy with marketing, both on social media and some print and different things that we're doing, and then attracting listings. And that was kind of our focus from the start, whereas most agents, I think, focus on buyer leads or just generating some buyers really quickly. But the problem with that is, yes, you can get referrals from buyers, but typically that's going to be 1, maybe 2 sales versus a listing where you can use that to leverage it for 3 or 4 or 5 other sales and listings.
And so how you're generating business today, what's kind of your primary source of business?
We've got probably 15 sources of business that we count as primary for us. We've, at this point now, our largest is our sphere of influence. We've grown our brand and our network pretty well in our market. So now people recognize us when we go into restaurants, and we've done a good job, I think, with the people that we've serviced so far. And so they're referring us to their friends and family. But of course, we participate in online lead generation, pay-per-click, Facebook ads. We purchase leads from Realtor.com, Zillow, all those places as well. And then we still do some hard mailing and a ton of cold calling, expired, withdrawns, FSBOs, those types of things.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I was going to ask you if there was cold calling in the mix, and maybe set the record straight here of if anybody develops this perception that all I need to do is become kind of a media brand and that's where I can get all my business. Do you think that's true?
No.
Yeah, no. The first probably 10 or so listings that we got that then catapulted us to the 70 or 80 that we have now was expired FSBOs withdrawals and just calling them religiously day after day.
And we've been doing that since day one. Dustin got his license like to the week that our daughter was born. And like we would be sitting in the living room, I'd be holding our daughter and he'd be on the phones literally from day one of his license.
Wow. Yeah. So you guys just went all in. I mean, you burned the bridges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that might be, you say Tom Ferry. I know Tom, he's an awesome dude. And that might be where I originally saw you guys, is he might have talked you up at one point. And then I saw the Facebook Live feed and I was like, oh my God, this is so brilliant and so easy.
Yeah. It's easy.
Well, I mean, it's you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get over the hump to actually do this thing. But then once you do it, you know, it's like I had shared with you, Dustin, it's like you guys don't overthink it. You don't overproduce it. For those people watching the replay or whatever, go check out the Parker group on Facebook. You know, do you guys, by the way, are you also repurposing your live videos elsewhere, like YouTube or anything?
We do put them on our YouTube channel. And then what we usually do is make a blog post on our website with them as well. We have a couple of different video series that we do. So we're more consistent with our produced videos on YouTube, but we'll do our live ones most of the time as well.
Yeah.
When did you start getting into going out in the community? Because I don't know if you had done that from the beginning, but clearly you do now.
So we started the live videos really early on, I would say within the first few months of getting our license, because it was free and easy and we didn't have any money. And then we evolved into the more produced videos in addition to the live ones. I would say probably about a year and a half
over a year
ago. So maybe 8 months or so into this, we started that, where we found a young videographer. We really liked her style and her work. She was right out of college, so not breaking the bank for us either. And then we put together these little community series where we interview local businesses, restaurants, coffee shops, those types of things, with the intent of becoming, as Gary Vee says, kind of the mayor of the community, you know, the formal mayor of the community, so that people look at us for that hub of information for whatever it might be beyond real estate.
And when you interview these businesses, are you typically going there on site?
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
We always go on site because we want to get B-roll of if it's a restaurant, you know, the restaurant will actually get the food, someone pouring a beer, you know, that kind of a thing. So you can really get a good sense of the space.
Yeah.
And do you, I assume you reach out to the business owner or whoever in advance and just say, hey, here's what we'd like to do. We're featuring local businesses, and right, they're all like, yeah, how soon can you do it?
They're usually like, wait, what's the catch?
Right. The catch is you're going to get a lot of exposure, business owner.
Right. Or like, why are you doing this again?
I know, right?
It's probably been one of the most successful marketing things that we've done, because our viewers and our fans on our page seem to really enjoy those videos and spread that and share that. But then also we've developed a deeper connection with each of these business owners now too. So now we are their source for real estate, and they refer us. And who better to have refer you than the favorite restaurant that you go to every week, or the coffee shop or brewery or whatever that might be.
Right.
It's such a validation for our business.
And sometimes you get a free beer out of it at the end.
That's right.
Yeah. That's not bad, right?
Yeah.
No, it's so funny. Thank you for saying that, because when I'm showing your video, and I also have other agents I show, you know, talking about featuring local businesses like you do, and I make the point of like, think about now you're tapping into that business owner's sphere of influence as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
So when somebody's in their restaurant and they overhear, you know, somebody talking about real estate, hey, it's like, do you know the Parker Group? Oh my gosh, here's a card, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's been great for us.
What are you guys doing? We just have a couple minutes left. I know you're busy. What's like the next thing that you're excited about in terms of you marketing your business?
So we're doing a couple of different things with video right now that we're really excited about. We just launched recently something we call our Local Heroes program, where we have worked with all of our trade partners to offer discounts for teachers, veterans, firefighters, police officers, etc. And so we're doing a video series right now around that, where we're featuring these individuals and we're kind of spotlighting them and their careers and what they've done for the community and how they've given back. And that's been really effective for us, not only as a marketing tool and just a couple that we've done, but also just to kind of give these people some exposure that otherwise wouldn't have that type of exposure and be able to share their stories that are so interesting.
Right. So these are teachers, nurses, firefighters, police officers.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of those. And what do you call that again? Does that have a name?
Local Heroes.
Local Heroes. And you're bringing them into your office and filming that, or are you going there? Or
we bring them into our office. It's super easy. We just set up the videographer to come in for a full day. We'll do 15-minute interviews all day, and then we just stagger the release.
Smart. Bang them all out in one day, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. And I gotta, talk about this before I let you guys go. I know you've done some stuff in the past, Facebook Live with your loan officer. We've got these. This is my crowd, loan officers. So I'm, proposing to loan officers that they team up with a realtor like yourself and start to create this content together because it's easier probably for some. Any best tips, recommendations you have for an LO teaming up with an agent to bring this idea to them, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would encourage them to reach out to productive, maybe younger agents who'd be more receptive to the idea in their market. Because for us, if someone had reached out to me initially and offered me the opportunity without us having started it, we definitely would have jumped on it because it's additional exposure for both parties. It's a way to inform your consumers and your clients about what's going on in the industry. And so I think it'd be a really easy pitch for an LO to go to a realtor and offer that service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I can't remember the topic you guys did with the one I saw with your loan officer. But anyway, that goes back to, the same thing we talked about earlier, which is, hey, take your top 10, 20 questions or issues around financing, buying, and all that stuff. And you got 15, 20 videos right there.
Exactly. You could just do interest rates every quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Market updates, all that kind of jazz. Especially in a lot of markets, like, as you said, you guys, it's like multiple offers, there's low inventory. I think the one you did, correct me if I'm wrong, might have been how to get your offer accepted.
Yeah, I think we've done that
one. Yeah. We've done like how to get approved if you're a self-employed person and, don't show a steady salary. Mm-hmm. We've done a lot of different ones with loan officers, and it's always good information.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Any tools you guys are using or love? I mean, I'm using obviously BeLive here. Anything you guys are using I should be aware of?
So for some of our more produced videos, we just recently got an Osmo with the gimbal. So that's a great tool to be able to use to make it look more professional, even if you just have a non-professional behind the camera. So that's something great that we use. And then we kind of run everything for live stuff through OBS. So that
you went big time then.
So then you can schedule out the lives if you choose to, or you can put frames around them and do different things. So that's been a really effective tool, but a little bit more complicated probably if you're just starting out.
Right. Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, cool. Listen, I appreciate it so much. This was really just meant to be kind of a crash course, high-level overview for the group because, as you guys know, you're working in the real estate community. Same with the lending community. Average age is 50-something. Right. So it's hard to get people kind of to come over to this side of the fence. It's even hard for me, to be honest with you, sometimes, right, to be public and be out there. So I appreciate you guys carving out time from your busy day. I'm going to keep sharing you guys up at every class I teach for realtors, So you guys are doing awesome. Appreciate you making time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a great day now. Thank you so much.
You too.
See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.